Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Proxima Show. Today we have Melis, who is very young and amazing person. She is just 15 and she's the owner of an NFT project known as Nudibrand, and she is also fashion designer for last 4 years. When I was 11, guys, I was watching cartoons and she started designing. So it's amazing. So Melis,
I'm
how are you
fine. How
doing?
are you?
I'm really good, thanks. So, Melis, you are so young, you are 15 and you are into NFT, right? So, what brought you into NFT world? Like, you are so young, and mostly people of your age don't know what NFT is. So, what brought you into it?
So, last 4 years, I was drawing fashion designs. First, I laid my eyes into Nudibranchs. It's called sea slugs as well. It is my whole concept of Nudibrand also. When I first saw them, I just a light like brightened my eyes, and I just so inspired that I just want design all my life. So I have a sketchbook that has all of my fashion designs and like every kind of designs that I created inspired by Nudibrands. So when I first look at them, I just wanted to create something with them, inspired by them. So yeah, I was uh, creating, making fashion designs, attending competitions. I have many awards right now. But when I showed my art to the people that in my school, not my best friends or my family, but when I show my art to other people, I couldn't get the support as I wanted because everybody has their own desire and for future. But for now, most likely, if you in a country that in economy is not that good, so everybody wants you to be a doctor, especially if you're like 15 years old as me. And yeah, they just said you can be designer for your free time, but I think you should be like a doctor or somebody else, like something else. So yeah, I just when I first heard of NFTs in a non-fungible tokens, right? When I first heard of this topic, I just want to get in because I didn't. I wasn't in NFT and any social platforms, but I just read an NFT concept and I just want to get in because there is a concept that you can show your art to somebody else and somebody artist as you. So it is great. I just want to get in and I get in. I It's been 1 month now, and yeah, I can now get my support and attention that I want and I deserve as an artist because as we met weeks ago, and the communication that we had, it is amazing. We can discuss our topics with artists. It is so I just get into NFTs and it is an amazing topic. I show my art to others and I build a community. So that is the topic that I wanted. And um, as I said, I couldn't get the sport a month ago, but now everybody's supporting me. Now I start to support other artists. Like me also, I start to support financially other artists because I needed that. At some point now I sold out. I start to support other artists. As humans, we should do that. We can just get support. We get what we give. It is a life circle. So yeah, it is the whole concept uh, of NFTs in my journey.
That's great. Like, most of the Asian countries, they want their children to be an
Yeah.
engineer or doctor. I can understand because I have also gone through that kind of stuff. But you loved what you did. You loved your art. You loved your designs. You came to NFT. You got support. That's most important. And I love the way you are doing your designs. I went through Nudibrands, and it's amazing. The designs are like everyone can easily love it. So it's amazing. And of course, so for someone of your age, like it might be hard, right? I understand, but the thing you are doing for supporting the other artists financially, supporting other artists in the podcast, in their spaces, is amazing. So hats
Thank
off to you.
you. Thank you.
That's great. So you are doing, you are into designing since you were 11 or 12, I guess. So, what inspired you to be a designer? Like, what came into your mind and you thought, I want to be a designer, I want to be a fashion designer? What inspired you?
So, 4 years ago, as I said, when I first saw about Nudibrands, they called sea slugs as well because I need to tell them to people to understand. Yeah, they were so like colorful. They had like these all bright patterns. When I first saw them, I just want to create something like something that we can see and be affected by. Yeah, I just want to create something with them. So I start to create, some childish designs and like portraits of them. I started like small, but my passion of creating something with them is like get bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point, when I like uh, get bigger, I just loved passion, and I just wanted to mix my two passion, fashion and my passion of like Nudibranchs. I just want to mix it too. So I just created fashion designs with that concept. I have a schedule like full of my fashion designs. I show my designs to other people in my city. Now, when I tell them like I have success with this NFT community because it's not a common thing in Turkey now, they just started to appreciate me. But when I like first told them I designed some thing like now with NFTs, they just didn't give me the attention. So it's like gave me too much like sport and like classes in my life. So yeah, Nudie brands, what is like mainly inspired me, but my mom and dad also like designers. My dad is an architect. My mom is like industrial designer, which is I want to be. So yeah, and the patient, the patient topic is like the patient is getting bigger and bigger in metaverse, as you know. It just so inspired me so that I don't have that financial support and that I don't have that background, so I couldn't build that brand. So the thing that I can do right now, I can build that brands in metaverse, as a fashion topic. So I just want to do that, but I can do that like in a minute. So I just want to start smaller. I this my first collection is just the one step because that is another topic that I will mention later on. But yeah, and NFT world as a community, like when I first start NFT journey, I have like zero followers, but I knew about the community at first place. They all like supporting each other, give advices, amazing artists like interacting with amazing artists. It was like amazing community. So I just wanted to get on that community as an artist who wants to appreciate like herself. So and patient and especially community in NFTs. And think that my dad and my mom as designers too. I just connected in a way. So here we are with you and interviewing. So I just connected all that topics with each other. I just created my first collection. I just created my community, and my inspirations is just getting in reality. I wanted to build a like life circle with my thoughts and my art. So, and then I want to get the sport that I want. I just get into NFT community. I didn't think so much at the first point, but the passion in me, and it is so important that a person has a thing inside herself, like the thing that she just wants to like um get in the reality. And I have a thing inside me that I just want to create a whole life circle or NFT community that's, the topic is Nudibrands, just that season. I just want to do that. And it is important that everybody has that thing inside themselves. It is important for me. So I just wanted to get all of these in a real life. So I just create a community, and it is like being a great journey for me.
That's nice. Like you somewhere or the other, you connected to your parents in designing. That's amazing. Like, you know, I think it was on in your blood. The designing part, it was in your blood, and you went to fashion designing. Like, a lot of people don't know exactly what fashion designing is because they don't
Mhm.
have sense of fashion. What I feel is, and after listening to you, I think you can change the sector of fashion designing through NFTs, through your Nudie brand, and it's totally changing, life changing for the people. So I have a follow up question, right? So you are into designing for a long time, right? So from where you take your ideas, what kind of designs you like, specifically in NFT, or maybe you take inspiration of different designers. Like, what designs you like?
So the designs that especially I like is like fashion design, as you know. But for the general is graphic design, because I just got a iPad, which is so expensive as this country in Asia, like whole. It not in this, especially in Turkey, but it is expensive for us. So I just collected money for buying iPad. So I had a chance to like create something in digital world. So I started to create a whole collection. First, I like created Nudibrands with like 5,000 pieces, but I couldn't afford to upload them on OpenSea. But yeah, the main topics that I love in design is like graphic design and fashion design, and yeah, the mixture of that too. I trying to do that.
That's nice. Like, you know graphic
Mhm.
designing. I'm also into graphic designing, and it's quite interesting. And congrats, you got
Yeah,
your
thank
iPad.
you.
Congrats for that. And I take my if I tell you, I take my ideas for graphic designing from science fiction, from aliens and all that kind of stuff, and also from nature. I try to mix science fiction and aliens, or nature, science fiction and nature together. So mixing, you also take two different ideas and mix them together. So I think that's quite interesting to make a new kind of designs, new kind of interest for
Yeah.
people. That's great. So as we know, as we have I have told to the viewers, you are so young NFT artist. So what's your future plan for the NFT and Web 3.0? What you plan for next
Mhm.
5 years?
It has been like a job interview, so yeah,
it,
yeah.
it's not a job interview, but I would like to know what if
Mhm.
you want to share what kind of plans you have for
So
NFT
yeah,
in your mind.
as I said, I start to create a fashion topic as like a real thing. I started to interview and like just like chatting with some fashion people in my country, and I take it so seriously. So I want to create a brand um, of Nudibrands about fashion. I want to get into metaverse with that, and I just want to like show my fashion designs in metaverse, like a 3D. I start to do 3D, and now I'm still learning. It is hard, but I have a bunch of fashion designs, and I want to get them in real metaverse, and I want to create a brand out of that. And I'll do that one by one with little steps. The reason I draw my first collection like a circle, because I wanted to do my first designs like a coin, because the first people that supported me, it is like so important thing. Yeah, it is like I can't tell this, but I'm speechless at that point, because yeah, I just did that in circle. I give them the value of a coin, and the person that supported me at the first part of my journey will get like the special role of my journey. And with that first collection, I'll do second, third. Like I'll do my whole collections, and it will be like more realistic, like with it will be more realistic step by step. I'm now doing my second collection. Now it's more like a character and more like a profile picture project. Um, but it is doing great. But I now my first plan, my whole plan is getting into metaverse and doing all my fashion designs in metaverse. And yeah, it was the first reason I get into NFTs. I now have like serious 3D lessons, because I want to draw my fashion
That's
designs
important.
and get them in metaverse. And now the Nudibrands. I am now getting the legal steps on my brands. I want to get out of my comfort zone at like 15 years old, at a like very small age, and I don't want to be like everyone else. And I want to get into metaverse and all kind of like platforms very early. So yeah, it is the reason.
Oh, that's great. Like you want your your NFT, your new brands to
Mm-hmm.
be in metaverse, right? So I would like to give you a suggestion. Try to connect to people who are into gaming, right? I know a few people who are making games in metaverse. So you should try to connect to people like them, those people, and they will help you to, you can just quote them that I will, make designs for your avatars, metaverse avatars, and you can create their fashion designing clothes or something like that. It will be very amazing, and I would love to wear, my avatar or Nudibrand
Yeah,
design of clothes.
you
That will be
will.
so cool. So I will love it. You should try it. If you want, I can connect you to those kind of people, right? They are making amazing games. Like the other day, I was talking to one of the person in Spaces, and he told me that, man, I need people who can design, avatars or the design of the clothes or other accessories. So it will be amazing if you
You
can
can definitely
join
do
those
that.
kind of people.
Yeah, I know.
That and it will help newbie brands and you for the long term as well, because everyone want to look cool if it's in real life or if
Mm-hmm.
it's in metaverse. I want my avatar to be, a very cool avatar
Mm-hmm.
in metaverse. Whatever
Yeah.
it is, if it's creepy, but if it's cool,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So for that,
Yeah.
you should try this. And even, I have an idea. You can, create your own
Mm-hmm.
fashion store. You can just come on your OpenSea, buy those NFT, dresses or whatever fashion designs you create. Somehow they import it to their metaverse, like Sandbox or whatever, and
Yeah.
they can just wear them.
Yeah, I
It will
agree.
be
Mm-hmm.
amazing. So, but being honest, your long-term plan for NFT is quite interesting, and of course, a nudie brand will be the first NFT, top NFT or metaverse fashion designing company
Thank you.
for sure. I can write it down. I can give you
Mhm.
it in
Yeah,
written.
we can definitely do that. And
So
the interaction with like artists, as you mentioned, like in the gamer friend that you have, like it is amazing. Like we can connect with people just like a second. It is amazing.
exactly. And there is one of the person who is designing hoodies, and I was texting him. He told me, man, I need designers for my hoodies. I want someone who can design hoodies. So you can connect to people. He's selling hoodies on NFT as a form of NFT.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely we can do
you should
that.
definitely. I will, try to
Mhm.
connect you to
Sure.
those kind of people. And your
Yeah.
long-term plan is amazing. So I have another question, right? So, how is NFT have changed your life and the world around you? Like, I like to ask this question
Mhm.
to all my guests.
So, as I mentioned, like there wasn't a like quite of people that supported me as my designer journey. When I told them like I want to be a designer for the rest of my life because I like happy to do that. But but as we can say, like other topics like medical things and like it, it's not my thing. I want to be a designer. So when I told this to them, they like I couldn't get the support that I want. But when I first get into NFT community, like in a 1 month, I started from zero followers, but I started to interact with people. I started to speak on spaces. Like it is an amazing journey that I express myself and I connect with amazing people. Like it is amazing, and I make my community bigger in a month and sold on my collection because people saw the art and the like story behind my collection and there is like a bunch of people in NFT community like in Asia, in America, in every kind of country, and everybody is talking about art and supporting each other. And everybody try to support each other and they try to show their art and telling their art story. So I just wanted to get like in this community, and when I get in this community, it just changed my life in a like very important way because I learned how to like support other artists like me. I'm trying to do that always, and I express myself like um I do I did that in like many different ways and people understand me, and I try to support more artists like me. It is a community, it is a like life cycle in a way. So yeah, in a community that people express their art and their story, it is life changing for everyone. It's not just me.
That's true. That's true. I totally agree with that because the support I have got after coming into NFT and Twitter Spaces, joining Twitter Spaces is quite different from the real life. So everyone who is watching this, guys, you gotta, if you are interested in NFT and stuff, you gotta join Twitter Spaces, follow Melis, if you want you can follow me
True.
too. And you guys are here to support. We guys know I'm from December. I understand how hard it is for people who are beginners to understand things, understand how to build community, right? And the support we are getting in Twitter and NFT spaces is different, is far better than the support we are getting in real life. So that's how it is. you know if I tell you, when I started, I met Vic, I met Ava, and I met Ellison. These were the first three people who supported me, who I spoke in their spaces. I loved the work they did, and I thought, man, I want to interview
Yeah.
these people. So that's how we get support. Meeting different people, knowing their stories, telling our stories. It's not just about getting support. It's also about giving support. If you don't give support,
Yeah.
you will not get support. If you if someone is following you and texting you, and if you are rude on the other hand, it's like they will stop liking you, they will not support your art. That's important to support each other. That's how we build community. It's more than a business. NFT is not just a business, it's it's a community building, it's support. So everybody who's watching this, don't think NFT as a business, think it as a community, as a support. And Melis, many people think Board Ape Yacht Club and there are many other projects who have made millions, right? But they started a long back. I tell people that those projects started long back, right? That's why they are making, they were first one to enter this community, this field, and that's why they made millions. They worked for it. But we are starting now. For most of the people are beginners here, so you can't compare yourself with those projects, right? You need
Mhm.
to support each other.
Yeah.
That's very
They
important.
started in a like very first stage, so they get bigger more easily. But we have to support each other for get bigger because when we have a higher position, I will like get people in a higher position like me because we're connected in a way. So supporting each other and like making connection with each other is more important than sex.
That's true. That's true. Like people come in spaces. The best part I love about Twitter is it has improved, right? Because of NFT, and people come into spaces. We bring different people who are beginners up. They speak. They sometimes they hesitate, but that's how we support, right? So I have a next question about your project Nudibrand. So what's your project Nudibrand is about? You told us already what's it about. So like I would love to hear more
So
about it
yeah.
because it's
So
Mhm.
the topic behind the Nudibrand is Nudibranchs. They're sea slugs and they live in a like a deep ocean. They have like 4,000 species. It's even more because people found more species like every day. They have a bunch of variation of them, like different colors and different patterns, and they have like bright, colorful, like very like cute looking skins, and it is so colorful that that just inspired me in a very young age. So I created my whole concept and my whole brand out of them. So it is about Nudibranchs, and it will be a very big thing in the future because of me. I'll get Nudibranchs in a higher position because when I told Nudibranchs and tell the story of them to other people, they just what? Well, I just heard this from you. You're teaching me new things every day. So yeah, it's about Nudibranchs and it's about like building community. It's like it's a very important thing. I interact with lots of people. It's my first phase of Nudibrand. So when people say Nudibrands, people should remember Nudibrands and the community. It's yeah, that two topic.
All right. So whenever someone thinks about nudie brand, first there are not only two things, there are three things. First of all, nudie brands and the community
Yeah.
and Melis. We should remember three things. That's important. So guys, don't forget Melis. She's a owner of NFT project Nudie Brand, who is doing quite great job. Like I love the project itself. So I will leave the link of her Twitter. You can go follow her, check her OpenSea, and know about the project more. It's quite interesting. You will love the designs, and of course, she's bringing the PFP collection. PFP profile picture collection. You can show off your profile picture, Nudie Brand's profile picture on your Twitter. So that's what it is. You guys got to show off something. So
Thank
that's
you.
amazing. And I would love to have one. I will just, whenever it's out, I want to be the first purchaser of,
Thank
that PFP
you. It will
collection.
be up in a couple of weeks.
That's great. I will just keep an eye on your OpenSea and on your Twitter. Whenever it's up, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
purchase it. That's like, then I will be showing off. I will remove my PFP for a week, and it will be only
And I'll
Nudibranchs.
do that for you too because we're family and we're supporting each other. And it was like it's the topic. It's the most important
That's important. Exactly.
thing.
Supporting is important. Without support in real life
We
too, we
just
cannot go
can
anywhere.
get.
We will be sitting. Exactly. We will be sitting in our home and
Yeah.
wasting time and just
Mm-hmm.
procrastinating. So we got to know about Melis. We got to know about Nudibrands, guys. Go and follow her on Twitter. Check her OpenSea and give support, get support. So my next question is, how will you describe NFT and stuff to the young people? Like, you are too young to yourself, right? So how will you explain it to your classmates? Like, I'm your classmate, think me as a classmate. So how, and I don't know what NFT is. So how will you explain it
So
to me?
NFT, it's like okay, non-fungible tokens. So if you create something, it can be anything. It can be a picture of your pencil. It will be not. It will be a non-fungible thing for a thing that you own. But the importance is uh, NFT item shows importance of an artist. If you're an artist, you should I think definitely get into NFTs because otherwise when growth without NFT was happening, I think artists couldn't get that support much. But with NFTs, I think the art's getting more valuable and every day. So NFT, I think, has like lots of importance. But the main importance is the community. The NFT community is so supportive, and you know, there is a like sport getting to like NFT community, but that sport is not just like disappears. People get sport, and immediately that people give that sport to another people. So it is a circle, it just that sport is getting bigger, bigger every day because community is getting bigger because this world will be like metaverse, and we're in like new whole new world. Things getting more technical, and yeah, we're in like metrics in a way. So if you're an artist that wants support, I think NFT is a thing that you must get in. And NFT, I think, is about expressing yourself too. You know, if you're shy to, show yourself or, telling things about yourself, you can just show your art and making people that, understand you. Just look at your art. Yeah, it's an NFT.
That's like, it's not just non-fungible token, guys. As Melis said, it's more than that. It's about community. It's about bringing your real self outside. If you're shy, come on NFT, your shyness will go away and you will be like amazing. You will be like, communicating with people, knowing people, and it's just not non-fungible token. It's really more than that. I'm into NFTs from like 4 5 months now. She's into NFT, and our previous guests are into NFT, and we are loving it. Everybody is loving it because it's more than just a non-fungible token. It's community. We create friends. We create a digital family who is really supportive. So if you are watching this and you are not into NFT, guys, you are doing a big mistake. Come join NFT and follow
Yeah,
us. First of all,
sporting.
follow us.
Sporting is important.
That's important.
Mhm.
Supportive. Be supportive. So that now comes the last question of this podcast. So as we know that especially for beginners, NFT is all about community, right? I know that it's all about community. You know that it's all about community. If we don't create good community around our project, our art, we won't be able to sell our NFT. That's because we won't get any support. We will not give any support. That's important. So, what tips you would like to give to people who want to create a good community around their project
Mhm.
or around their art?
So I can speak as myself and me at the very first stage of Nudibrands. I can start with that. So I started with like 30 followers, I think, and it's like random people. And I started to post my art without a community. I didn't even know a space was a thing. So when I first heard about spaces, I just get in, and there was like 300 people, and I couldn't speak. I get just too anxious, I couldn't speak. So, but I told myself, yeah, you will do great with the second space. And I finished it great with a very beginner of NFT, like member. So, yeah, I started with zero, and I can say everybody created community with, I think just expressing themselves. So I started to speak in spaces, but I didn't just do that. I uh, started to speak in spaces, but I created community under a concept of Nudibrands, and I like interact with people, like with amazing artists. I the FaceTimes with them, I texted with them, I supported them. But I'm like stunned by NFTs because I saw them, and I want to give like uh, I want to give that back, to community. So I think you should just like express yourself in spaces like in another lot of platforms, and you should interact with people, and you can do that in a personal way too. You can just like text them, how are you, how's your day going. Just not for arts. You can just say that, buy my NFTs, if you're not know that, because nobody will buy your NFTs if they not like know you. So it is important that you can like know people in like more personal way, so that you can build a not community, a family is more important. I i have like a bunch of people that I'm like connected every day. So that is very difficult, because like when I started to express myself in spaces, I just saw that, and that email that your item is sold, because that people believe me when I speak. I spoke in that space. I just told my story to them, and they just believe me. So I think if you're shy to express yourself in a very big space, I think you just, you know block yourself in a real world, and just do that. I know it's like sound really hard, but you can do that by not expressing yourself to other people. So you just need to get out of your comfort zone. You should express yourself and express your arts and express your intentions with NFTs, and that's you should get more people in your community by like just knowing them, supporting them, interacting with them. And I think it is an art that you creating, and I think arts will like should speak itself. So yeah, it is every art is speaking itself. So yeah, I think it's all about the people that you're supporting, and the people that believe in you. So speaking yourself and expressing yourself is the most important thing in like creating community. And if you created a community, maybe you just even with community, you can get that sale, but it's not about the sale. If you create a community and that people believe in you, you can do everything with your community, not just for sales. And now I have a family. Like, it is an amazing journey. I've been in this NFT spaces for like a month now. I started from zero. I didn't have that followers, but now when people say that 15 years old artist that doing Nudibrands, everybody just remember me. And now I think more that you speak yourself and about your art and spaces every day. You don't need to speak more about your art because people will know that already. So that is a community because that community, that's people that know your art before you just mention it. It is the people that supported you in the future, guys. So expressing yourself is the key of building community.
That's important. That's important. Like, first of all, go get out of your space, guys. Get out of your comfort zone. Go join Twitter Spaces for beginners, and and express yourself. That's important. As she said, that if you don't express yourself, no one will know who you are. If I would have not expressed myself, if she would have not expressed herself, no one would have known who we are. And of course, uh, we have to support each other. We should know who we are supporting, right? Who we are talking to. That's important. And more important, one more important thing is, if you are starting and if you think you, you have you don't know someone, right? If you have not spoken to someone on Twitter Spaces, uh, and you just go and directly spam them, that's the ridiculous thing. Don't go and just spam people, right? Just don't spam, like don't tell about your project, and you will do this, you will do that, and when they go to your profile, it's they see nothing. that's
Yeah.
that's not how it works. Just don't spam it. Like, don't spam their comment section, don't spam their DMs, because I really get a lot of spams daily, right? So spamming is not the option. If you like someone's art, just go and DM them that, hey man, I like your art, you are doing amazing. DM this will work. This is how you create community. You don't create community by spamming people. You create community by supporting
Yeah.
and loving their art. And of course, first thing, get
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone. If you won't get out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
god knows
And I just
what
want
will
to
happen.
add, like, now with the support that I'm getting now, I just want to like do this in real life too in my country. I and we just create a meeting with like the people in fashion and educational side of my city. There's like a bunch of people with more like uh, they have like more age than me. So we just create a meeting about like metaverse and Web3, and I started to tell NFTs to other young people as me. I joined prayers, and I like speak about Web3 in a like big crowded uh, place, which is fair. And I just trying to get out of my comfort zone, and I'm here like for like long run. And I just wanted to thank all of you guys who are like watching. Um, you guys need to support each other, and you guys are just amazing for even like watching this video because you're supporting us. So yeah, thank you
True.
for like having me.
That's my pleasure to have someone like you, just have some amazing people on my show. So, guys, last words, get out of your comfort zone. If you want to be an NFT, get out of your comfort zone. Don't keep sleeping, right? That won't work. Create some design, create some utility, be on Twitter and Twitter Spaces, and follow us for support and to get support. That's important. Yeah.